What is going on, guys? So we are back with another bus file video. This is something I've been wanting to talk about for a little bit, and I figured with my trip coming to Nevada and California, my week-long road trip that you guys know about, that is coming up in about 5 days. One thing I want to talk about is what do I do for, I've been asked this question before. I've never really answered it. I kind of just tell people I got it covered, but I want to put a video out and talk about this because I do get asked this question, and it's something I think is kind of important. As you guys know, I live in the bus full time. Me and Melvin live in the bus full time. This is our home. Pretty much everything we own is in the bus. So today in this video, I'm going to talk about what do I do for bus security. My security systems that I have in place for keeping the bus safe against theft and vandalism and anything like that. Because I have actually dealt with a few of these issues before. There was a time when the bus was getting vandalized. That's an issue that's long since passed and over with. I've never had anything stolen out of the bus. Nobody's ever broken into the bus. So luckily I've never had to deal with that. But because I dealt with the vandalism issues and the thought of, living on the road, we live in a different kind of world now, guys. Living on the road and living a bus life or in a van or vehicles or, even just hitchhiking or anything, it's not the same. It's not the way it used to be. We live in a very different world, different times. People are always, people aren't as honest, aren't as nice as they used to be. So I want to put this video out talking about some of the security systems I have in place in the bus. Now, I'm going to say right now that I'm going to kind of go over these systems with you. I'm not going to go into, for obvious security reasons, I'm not going to go into complete detail about my systems that I have and how they work. I'm just going to kind of quickly go over them and tell you what I have. I did want to talk about this, and this is something I've wanted to talk about, and I've been asked this question about, security. What do I do to secure the bus? This is my home. Everything I own is in here. All you can see, I got my computers in here. I've got everything. All my ghost hunting equipment, everything's in here. I live in this bus full time, and everything I own is in here. So let's talk about security systems. I'm going to start with just the basic things, and then I'm going to work up to the biggest security measure that I have. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so first things first, we're going to step outside the bus so I can show you. This is going to be the only thing I show you that's outside. I do have a couple security measures that are outside, but there's a couple of them I don't want to talk about and don't want to put on camera, but this one's a basic one, so let's step outside and I'm going to show you. All right, guys, so first things first on the bus, for security measures outside, I have 360 motion lighting. So here's one here. I'm going to go ahead and take you to the back of the bus and we'll show you. So here on the back of the bus, I've got one motion light here. There is another one over here. These are set to come on at night. I don't have, these are not on while I'm driving. I do have an option to turn them off. So I do turn these off while driving. But other than that, at night, these come on automatically. And these are motion lights. These are actually really bright. So I've also got one, if I come down on the driver's side of the bus, I've also got another one right here, guys. So this is, this lighting is 360 around the bus. So if anybody comes within a certain proximity of the bus, I will get the lights will turn on and I will see you guys, which I'll not just see you out the window. There's another security system that I am going to talk about, which we'll get here in a little bit, which I will see someone coming near the bus. So let's step back inside so I can talk about the next thing. All right, so you guys saw the lighting. So next I'm going to talk about another little security measure I have that is actually a very helpful one, and that I've actually had to. This one has actually come in handy already. Back when I've had this since the very beginning of the bus, because I had this system in another van that I have. If you guys have been following me for a long time, you guys remember the van that I used to travel around in and haul my equipment in. So let's talk about it. So right here I have these are GPS satellite trackers. And so the nice thing about these, I can track the location of the bus from my phone on this. These also have motion sensors. So what happens, I have these set, I can set, you can set the sensitivity and everything. The motion sensor sensitivity, let me talk about it. It's pretty sensitive. I have it actually turned almost all the way down. And here's the downside. It's kind of it's a downside, but it's necessary and I don't mind at all. The motion setting and motion sensors on these, if I get if anybody touches the bus, bumps into it, if the wind blows too hard, if I'm driving, obviously I can track the location of the bus, but if I'm walking around in the bus, this sends an alert to my phone letting me know that there's motion that's been detected on the bus. Let me tell you about the one instance that I had. Not too many details, like I said, issue long past. So I had these in the bus, and somebody vandalized the bus, and when they did it, they had to move the bus in a manner where when they did what they did, I got notifications that that the motion had gone off, and I knew that, and I wasn't in the bus. I had Melvin with me, So I knew that something was going on in the bus. It was not like the wind was blowing. I mean, of course I checked, and I walked in and realized, and I saw somebody out by the bus, and of course I checked another security system that I have that we're going to get into later, and I caught them doing what they did. So these, now let me tell you about these. I'm not going to go into full detail about this part, or I'm also not going to tell you where I have these located for obvious security reasons. I have 2 of these in the bus. So if you find one of them, which is going to be extremely difficult for you to find this one, there is another one on the bus, and these are running 24/7. I never shut these off. They have their own power source. They have backup batteries. So if these, if you were to find one, you're not going to find the other. So if anybody were, now with these, if these have real-time tracking on them, if the bus is to move or leave its location, and I'm not in the bus and I know, I get a text alert right to my phone that lets me know that the bus is currently in motion, and I can track it from my phone. I can pull up a map on my phone, and I can watch the bus moving in real time. So I can also, from my phone, from the system that's on, the software that's on my phone for this, I can actually alert the local authorities to my vehicle has been, the bus has been stolen, and I can give them the immediate location, and I can actually give them access to my account to where they can, on their computers, they can go and access the current location. They can look at the same what I can see on my phone in the software. They can see, and they can track the bus real time, and they can catch it. So, like I said, I have 2 of these mounted on the bus. You're not going to find them. You probably won't even find this one. I have these hidden, and I know where they are. Obviously, nobody would ever think to look where I have these located. And like I said, if you do find one, you're not going to find the other one. There's just no way. So this is a very helpful feature for security in the bus. This has actually already helped me once before, and this has proven itself. So this is something really good to have. I'm not going to put the specs or anything on any of my security systems, just for obvious security reasons. I don't want anybody, you can probably get what I mean. I don't want anybody knowing the specs of my security systems or how they run. Let's move on to the next thing. All right, guys, next thing I'm going to talk about, you guys saw this in a previous video, the video where I talked about how I keep Melvin safe on the road. I'm going to talk about this again. My pup cams, my security cameras with motion tracking. If you guys remember from the video before, I currently have 3 of these running in the bus at all times. I'm not going to show you where the other 2 are at. I'll show you where this one is. This one is the first line right at the door, guys, and it also can reach the driver door. It can see. I'm not going to show exactly how far it can see, just because I don't want to show that. But there are 3 of these running in the bus. These have facial recognition. They have motion tracking. Like, as you can see right now, I don't know if you can see it doing it right now, but this is actually currently tracking me as I'm moving. So I don't know if you guys can see that. But like I said, there are 3 of these inside the bus running 24/7. Now, these will send text alerts to my phone. These are live feed cameras. I can click on my phone at any time from anywhere, and I can see the footage, and I can see what this camera is seeing. I can tie into these cameras from my phone or any of my other devices and see what's going on in the bus. And these have intercoms on them. I can hear on them. They have great audio. The microphones are great on these things, and they also have, like I said, they have intercoms, so I can actually talk. So if somebody ends up inside the bus, I'm definitely going to talk some shit to you. Excuse my language. I've got 3 of these running 24/7, patched through to my phone. Text alerts, and like I said, where the field of vision of these is amazing. I can see the entire bus. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to give exact specifics, but I can see literally everything from these 3 cameras. There's nowhere anybody can hide in the bus. You're not going to be able to hide. I'll find it. All right, guys, so let's talk about another little security measure on the bus. So this one's a given. If you guys don't know what I'm about to talk about, some of you might. Let's talk about Melvin. Yes, he knows I'm talking about him right now. This is your part in the video, dude. Melvin is also a security measure in the bus. You guys got to think about it. This is as much as Melvin's home as it is mine. Melvin grew up in the bus. He was raised in here. This is Melvin's home. And guys, Melvin is the nicest boy. Any of you that have met him, or if you guys meet him in the future, he loves everybody. He loves everything. However, Melvin will defend his home. He knows that this is his home. If he doesn't know you and somebody comes up, there's been a couple times, and I've caught it on camera. So you guys know about you saw the video of how I keep him safe. You saw the pup cams. I've caught him before where someone was up at the driver window here one time, and they were knocking on the window, like waving at him, and Melvin was growling. He was barking. He was not going to let them in. Melvin will protect his home. He's the nicest boy. He is. He loves everybody. If he knows you, you guys know him. You guys that know him know that if he sees you, he knows you. He's met you before. Oh, he's going to be welcoming. He's going to love it. But Melvin, if he does not know you and you try to make your way into our home, into the bus, Melvin's going to defend his home. Melvin is also not just my best friend, my travel partner, my boy, my child, whatever you want to call him. The best boy ever is what I like to call him. Melvin is also a security measure of the bus, and that was not the intention of getting Melvin. That's just come to be naturally. So Melvin loves his home. The bus is, like I said, the bus is Melvin's home as much as it is mine. He was raised in the bus. This is his home, and everything that he owns that is for him is in this bus. So anyway, guys, want to talk about that real quick, so let's go ahead and move on to the next. All right, guys, so next I'm going to talk, there's nothing to show for this security system I have, so I'm just going to talk about it real quick. Not going to go into like too many details, but let's talk about the ignition system on the bus. So one of the intricates, and this is a very intricate system that I put together. So there is a kill switch system that I have made for the bus. There's a switch. First of all, there is the common, the big battery switch that you have to hit, that you can turn, just shut the battery down and just cut off the battery in the bus. When I am parked somewhere, it doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter if I go to the store, it doesn't matter if I go into the gas station, it doesn't matter where I go. When I turn the bus off, I hit this switch, and it's not located exactly where you think it would be. A lot of people will probably think, oh, it's got to be up there by the ignition, up there by the steering wheel. It is not. It is actually in a very inconvenient area. I did that on purpose. I don't mind having to do it every time. It's just, it's a peace of mind for me. So the switch, the actual battery cutoff switch, is in a very inconvenient spot. So it is not over there by the steering wheel or the ignition. So along with the ignition system, there are a sequence of multiple switches. Actually, there is the main battery one, which is first, that's a given. That's just a foolproof system. You shut the battery off, you're not going to start the bus. It's not going anywhere. Even if you were to break the ignition and try to turn it, all the power is cut off. So the bus is not even going to start. You're not going to get it to go anywhere. So there are a number of switches that you do. I don't always hit every single one every time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But that battery switch I always hit. But there are, I'm not going to say the exact number, but there are a number of other switches that if you don't turn every single one of these on, the bus is not going to start. Even if you find that battery switch that I was talking about, if you find that and you turn that switch on, if the other switches are turned off, you're not going to be able to start the bus. There's still going to be no power. So anyway, guys, want to talk about that system. There's nothing to show for it. Well, I mean, there is, but I'm not gonna show that system at all. I just wanted to talk about that. That is actually one of the systems. I actually spent a lot of time on it. I built the wire harness myself. I mounted all the switches, did all the soldering. I built the whole wire harness myself. Wired it into the ignition of the bus. The bus does have, I'm going to talk about this, I'm not really going to talk about this system. The bus does have an alarm, so I actually made this harness to where it doesn't interfere with the alarm that's installed on the bus. So I wanted to talk about that system real quick. That's another line of defense and security for the bus, so let's move on to the next one. I now want to move on to my biggest security system that I have on the bus. Like I said, there's a lot of also little systems too. I'm not going to go into every little thing I have just because I don't want it completely known. I'm going through kind of like my basic, not really my basic, these are like my really good systems. But if these systems, the system I'm showing you now, if these systems fail, trust me, there's a bunch of little ones that are going to work just fine as well. All right, so next system I'm going to talk about, guys, is my biggest, most effective, biggest deterrent, I'm telling you. And I love this system very much. I've spent a lot of money and a lot of time on this system. So before I get into it and I show it to you, I'm going to, let me tell you what it is. So I have a 24/7 full 360 outside camera DVR system running on the bus. It is currently running right now. It'll be running tomorrow. It has been running for about a year now, straight, continuous. I've not had a single issue with it. It is great. So it is a full 360 outside. I have full 360 cameras. I'm not going to take you outside to show you where the cameras are at, just because I just don't want to show where those are. Anybody who knows anything about these systems, you can probably get an idea of where they're at. Or if you're somebody who knows about them, if you ever see the bus, you'll be able to see them. So this DVR system, like I said, 360, I can see all the way around the bus in real time. It records 24/7. It's got a full DVR system. This system's it's got full night vision. It's got full audio recording. So now one thing I want to say, I am going to show you, you guys can see it running right back here. I am going to show you the screen of the cameras so you guys can get an idea what I mean by the 360. I'm going to tell you right now, before I show you these, for this video, I went and I readjusted these cameras to point in a different, just point differently. These are not how I have them pointing at all times. These cameras have such a big field of vision. It's great. Like I can see very far. I just changed where these cameras are currently pointing is for the video only. When I'm done with the video, I'm going to go back out and put them, readjust them to where they normally point. Just for security reasons, I wanted to adjust them to a lower visibility, so I don't want anybody really seeing exactly just how far I can see. So let me turn the camera around. Let me show you the 360 DVR right here on the screen. This is the 360 DVR. This is the front camera. This is the rear. We've got the driver's side, and actually, I'm sorry, I got to close my door real quick. I have the door open so you guys can't see what's going on right here. Hang on. All right, so you guys can see now, that is the passenger side. These are adjusted to where I have these adjusted for this video only. I've dumbed down the vision a little bit, so I don't want anybody really seeing exactly how far I can see on these. But full night vision, guys. DVR is recording 24/7. I'm not going to show you the location of the DVR. I'm not going to go into specs of it. Okay, so one more thing with the DVR system. I'm going to show you right here. So these are, like I said, running full-time. These are full-time also drive cams. I do use these while driving. Use the back one as a reverse cam. I can see drivers around me. The bus really doesn't have any blind spots. The mirrors are really good. But I do use these for like when I back up or when I'm changing lanes. It does help. So you guys can see, so not only does it go on the screen up here, which I turned this off, didn't need it on, but there's also a little screen up here in the front. This is a full touch screen. I can access all the cameras from here. I can set all the recording. I can do everything I can do from the DVR that goes to this TV, I can also do from here, and this is a touch screen. So I wanted to show that real quick. So these are also, you can't see the passenger one right now because I have the door open again, so you have to see the door is open on the bus, and that blocks the view when that's open. So, but anyway, guys, so I wanted to show that. These are also full-time drive cams. Like I said, these are not how the cameras are pointed normally. I have these, the line of sight, the sight, I have these cameras, the camera positions changed for this video. I will say now, though, that the DVR, actual DVR unit, I have it hidden so well in the bus. Let me tell you about how I have this, kind of how I not really tell you how I have it hidden, but not only the location that I have the DVR mounted, you're probably not going to find it, but even if you do, here's a little secret. My DVR, I have it disguised as a different item. So even if if somebody does find it, I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep saying you guys, like saying you guys are going to do something. That just keeps coming out. It's just natural for me to say that. I'm sorry. I don't mean you guys. I don't think you guys are gonna steal my bus or try to vandalize it or anything like that, or try to harm me or anything like that. It's just natural. So I don't mean you guys. I just mean people in general. Like I said, if you happen to find the DVR, the actual DVR box, I have it disguised as something else. It looks like a completely different item. It's one of those things you look at and be like, oh, that's nothing, and then you're just not going to think of it. The wires are very, very well hidden. They're actually, the wires are almost unable to, you can't even really access the wires, because I built the wiring. Like I said, I spent a lot of time on this security system, and the wires are running through the frame, like through the inner frame. You guys would not be able to get it. By the time anybody was able to mess with this system and try to deactivate it, my other security systems have already alerted me that somebody is here, and believe me, either myself or the local sheriffs or cops are on their way, and they're going to get you. So it's not even worth your time. So anyway, that's my biggest system, guys. I've spent the most time and money on that system. Let's sit back down, and I'm going to close this video out. Okay, so we're coming to the end of the video. So those are my security systems that I have in place. At least a few of them. Like I said, I do have a lot of smaller ones as well. Just a lot, like anywhere from the type of door locks that I have on all the locks in the bus. I also do have a regular alarm on the bus that has, well, I'm not going to go into the features of it. There is an alarm on the bus. Like I said, already talked about, I have door locks and window locks. There's all kinds of little systems. Some people might say that my system, one person did tell me that, man, you must be really paranoid to have those, because I have to have those kind of systems on the bus, because I have some really intricate security features on the bus. Like I said, I'm not going to go into them just because some of them are very unique, some things that I have created that I just don't want to show, because I don't want to show how those work, or I don't want to show the location of it. Just wanted to create this quick video on talking about the security systems on the bus and how I keep me and Melvin's home safe, because like I said, we live in a very different world, guys. Times are different. People aren't as nice as they used to be. So, and living in the bus full time, everything I own, literally just about everything I own, besides a small storage unit at a family member's house, Everything I own is in this bus. So it's just one of those things I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to put it out there that the bus does have security systems. And for those of you that have asked me about them, this is kind of the answer for that. If you guys made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and close this out now. I appreciate you guys sticking around, and we will see you in the next video.